Hi guys, and welcome back. And it's a new season, and here we are yet again. So let's just get going with this thing, right? So we're gonna start off with the chicken whisperer of New Mexico, Rainey, who has a farm with like a crap ton of chickens and other animals. But out of all of those animals, she seems to connect on a deeper level with the chickens. I don't know.
If you're looking at one and you only talk to that one, the other one will look at you. And then once you acknowledge that one, she'll kind of like, oh, look, me too.
Anyways, she's a self-described quirky loner, if you want to call it that. And I get it with the loner thing. I mean, people suck. Understood. Anyway, she's on the show because she met her Nigerian prince, Chiddi. That's Chiddi. C-H-I-D-I. Chiddi. So Chiddi is blind, which to Rainey is a major plus because she's like super self-conscious about being naked in front of a man.
When I used to be intimate with a guy, I would always leave a shirt on for the most part. Lights better be off.
And I understand that, you know. So Chiddi's How I Got Blind story is just a string of bad luck.
My friend climbed a tree, and an apple fell and hit me on my right eye.
And then, because that eye was all messed up, he ran into some furniture or something and then messed up the other eye. And now he's blind. But he's not like pitch dark blind. He's like milky fog blind. Oh, and he's like hella into Jesus, which I'm sure will be a contentious topic because Rainey believes in aliens and the Illuminati. Great.
Because I've seen a lot of the truth that's not mentioned in the Bible.
And she actually thinks that she can bring him to her side.
I believe I can show Chiddi the truth.
But, you know, we all know how this works on this show. You can never do that. That never happens. Plus, from what I hear on Reddit, she's actually batshit crazy. So that's another thing. But whatever, we're going to leave that aside and just continue with the story. So cut to Tippy the diaper chicken is chilling on Rainey's bed, watching her pack for her trip to Nigeria.
I have a perfume that I really like, so I'm definitely gonna put this in the carry-on bag.
Hope that perfume is TSA ounce approved, because if they make her throw that away, she'll probably go T-Rex Godzilla on those folks, because we've all seen the previews and she can get pretty saucy. So anyways, it's departure day and she says goodbye to her 2 kids. Oh, I forgot to mention, she has 2 of those.
Here I am about to fly all the way across the world, and I absolutely know nothing about Legos Nigeria.
You know, it really baffles me how nearly everyone on this stupid show, except for like maybe Michael's children and a few others, give a rat's ass to even learn a kernel of their other half's culture. Like, they have zero curiosity about what their customs are, like manners, what they eat, like what art-wise, like nothing. So even though she has read zero about Nigeria, somehow she knows about the ass worms.
I'm definitely terrified of coming back with ass worms and a rash.
So I googled ass worms in Nigeria and nothing really came up that specifically said that you can only get ass worms in Nigeria. Apparently, you can get ass worms anywhere, including the good US of A. In such places, but not limited to the library, places of worship, your local watering hole, and the Golden Corral, to name a few. So all you gotta remember to not get ass worms anywhere in the world is to just wash your hands, which we should all be doing, especially since it was drilled into our heads for 2 years straight, remember? So it's airport day, and Chiddi and her brother-in-law are about to go pick up Rainey. So their airport greeting was cute, you know, and awkward. I definitely give it a 3.5 out of 4.
She's here. She's here. You're front.
But, you know, with what the previews tell us, this is all gonna go to hell in a handbasket real quick. I need to take a minute because my dog Mango wants to tell you to like and subscribe. All right, let's get back to the show. Anyway, so they're driving back from the airport to Chiddi's house, all while Rainey is pointing out every animal she sees along the way. Lord.
We're taking home. Oh, lizard, he's taking a sunbath.
I'm sure it can be exhausting. Anyways, Rainey lets us know that she's a bit of a Miss Cleo and that she has some weird ass premonition that she's going to have a fight or she's going to, like, you know, get into it with Chiddi's sister. My premonition is that she's going to get into it with everyone. So she gets to the house and, you know, warm smiles, you know, warm greetings. Like, Chiddi's family seems to be very nice. And, you know, she gets the tour of the abode and he shows her her room. but she doesn't even know it's her room because he hasn't told her that ever since Jesus took the wheel of his life, he became celibate, which means no sharing rooms and most definitely no hanky-panky.
I must remain steadfast in my vow of celibacy. Renee is not even aware that we will not be sleeping in the same room.
He finally tells her that they're not doing anything and not sleeping in the same room right as they're getting ready to go to bed, which is perfect timing because you can just drop the truth and leave, be like, bye, lights out. So anyways, we'll leave them for now. Now let's move on to the woman who's about to make one of the biggest financial mistakes of her life, Tiger Lily. Tiger Lily is a rich divorcee from Texas who met Adnan, a 22-year-old man from Jordan. Good Lord. Let's exploit their culture for ratings. I guess that's the thing for the show, right? What am I complaining about? Anywho, so this tale is old as time, met on the internet 4 months ago.
We have only talked for 4 months. I still consider this the best relationship that I've had.
And that's enough time for them to decide on getting married. And when I mean they're getting married right away, they're literally getting married right away. Like she's landing at the airport and then hours later she's getting hitched. So this chick is totally living in Delulu land for sure. Anyways, so she has her bachelorette party with her friends and they're all kind of like, what the hell is this bitch doing? Like, this isn't normal.
And you don't really know what you're getting yourself into.
I don't think any sane or rational person would find this normal. Thankfully, her hairstylist and esthetician are going with her to Jordan, which she needs. And also we need because we need some sane sounding board / comical friend comments for this segment, especially since these two are pretty dull on their own. So anyway, in this party, we find out that she knows jack shit about this man.
Is he a virgin?
What he do?
And as viewers, we find out that her last marriage was with a really controlling man. Yeah. So, we all dig the same hole that we bury ourselves in, right? If that makes any sense. So it's departure day. And she gets to the airport where she meets her glam squad. And they're off to ruin her life. So cut to her 22-year-old twin flame, Adnan, and he tells us that he's a model. And Lord, since the inception of Instagram, everyone and their mother is a model. Seriously.
You can't touch my body, it's just so sexy, you know?
So he seems to be very smitten with his Facetune fiance. He goes to the barber with his brother, and of course the brother wants to know, hey, why the hell are you rushing into this garbage? He didn't say that. I put in the garbage part.
هو الواحد لما يحب حدا ما بفكر إنه مستعجل أو ما بفكر بالوقت.
It also doesn't hurt that she has DuckTales money. And okay, so this nonsensical love crap, I understand coming from a 22-year-old. He's a little baby bird with facial hair. He doesn't have much life experience. And although he is a little baby bird with facial hair, he still expects his wife to follow certain rules that are important to him and his culture and religion. And listen, there is nothing wrong with that. If that is your culture, you do you. I respect it 100%. It's just funny that these lovebirds on these shows expect that somehow the other person is just going to fall into place, whether it's, the foreigner going to America or the American going, it's just, there's always conflict,
أنا لي كلمة عندها، فكلمة لازم تنسمع منها. إذا رفضت الكلمة هاي شو ممكن تعمل؟ ما بترفضها، إحنا ما وصلنا أي رفض.
Oh boy, Tiger Lily, a woman coming from a controlling relationship, is really going to take this well. Because they haven't talked about this, because these couples never talk about the important stuff. They just stupidly get married and hope for the best. So it's airport pickup day, and Adnan is waiting with his brother at the airport, and Tiger Lily here is pulling a Darcy using the public bathroom as her personal changing area. And an hour and a half later, she leaves the public toilets. And they finally meet and they hug. And hugging isn't allowed, but he was like, I had to hug her. It was my first time seeing her, which is cute. It was cute. And when I saw her outfit, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be another Nicole and Mahmoud moment, which it kind of was, but she seemed to be more inclined to bend for him. We'll see how long that lasts. So the four of them, Adnan, Tiger Lily, Bestie Glam Squad, all pack into his car, and, they start talking about kids, and, they ask Adnan, like, hey, how many kids do you want? And he's like, 5. I want 5.
Wait, so 5? You didn't even tell me, baby.
I didn't know yet.
And for sure, this is the kind of conversation that you should have on the way to the altar. For sure. I'm sorry, Tiger Lily, but you should know better. You're 40 42. Is it 42 or 43? Like, at this point, you've been enough time on this planet to know to ask certain questions, to have things clear. Like, where is your brain here? Where is it? Oh, and apparently he's not planning to live full time in the U.S. So another healthy, important conversation that takes place on the way to the altar.
Seems like Adnan is going to want to spend a lot more time in Jordan than I thought.
And actually, my bad. They didn't go to the altar right away. She went to her hotel to refresh her makeup and change her outfit. And then they go and walk down the aisle. And, you know, this time the outfit is pretty much approved. I mean, it's too tight for him, but, you know, at least it's good. It's good for now. So on their way to getting hitched, I think she finally kind of begins to realize how stupid of an idea this is to just get married on the first day.
This could be the biggest mistake of my life.
But, you know, they're on their way to it. It's kind of going to happen. So anyways, this is going to be a hot garbagey mess, and we're totally here for it. Bring it on. So now let's talk about Loren, who is 33 and looking like he's going on 44. So he's a drag queen assistant, a job I wish I had. He helps the ladies get dressed, you know, do their wigs, get their cocktails. He also sometimes does like the Kevin Costner bodyguard stand. He's also a self-proclaimed gynosexual, which I hope I got this right. He's attracted to femininity, not as much gender or sex or something like that. And his thing is he's really more into trans women, but trans women that haven't completely transitioned, you know, that still, you know, ladies that still have their downtown bits.
Smells a little bit different because of usually hormones or like the way that they like take care of it. And so the energy of it is different.
Anyways, so he went on this Filipino dating site and found this woman that is way too good for him. Her name is Faith, and she's my MVP for this season. So Loren here apparently doesn't have a place to live. He just couch surfs, you know, he doesn't really make that much money. Basically, he's not a stable person.
My ideal scenario would be I go to the Philippines, find a way to live with Faith, and then stay there forever.
This is something that he's going to spring on her while he's there. So good luck with that. Another thing that Faith doesn't know about is the fact that he's been sleeping with other people. He treats this relationship like it's an open relationship, but it's not an open relationship. And if the other person doesn't know about the open relationship, it's basically cheating.
I don't think she's seeing anybody else, but I am.
And I call him Garbage Pile Loren because A, he's not a truthful person. He hasn't told her about his plans. And B, he's cheating on her right and left. Like, what planet does he think that he's on where he thinks that that's okay? They're a boyfriend and girlfriend. They're serious. Faith, you are too good for this man. And I hope you're watching this with some other fabulous man that you found on the interwebs because he doesn't deserve you. Anyway, so let's forget this idiot for a minute and let's learn more about Faith, shall we? So she's a ladyboy. Her name was Rodney, but, you know, she always felt like she was more of a woman, you know, and she competed in a ladyboy contest, and I guess that was it. She never looked back. That was her thing. That was who she was.
In my first ever pageant, and I won Miss Shining Hair.
And now she's living her best life. She works as an officer in charge of housekeeping, which means she's a very responsible person who's good at her job because that's a position that, you know, you work up to. She's also an event coordinator.
In my rest days, I work as a magician, a puppeteer, makeup artist.
She does everything. So she lives in the hotel that she works at and has a pretty stable life and an adorable group of friends. I could totally kiki with them and have a cocktail for sure. So anyway, her and her friends are chatting it up before he gets there. And, you know, they talk about, you know, them getting intimate.
I want to make sure I love him enough before we go to sex.
And much respect for that girl, which means she's going to be none too happy about the fact that Loren's been spreading his seeds all over Vegas. Nor will she be down with the open relationship idea because that's another thing that Loren's going to spring on her. He wants to have an open relationship with her. Like, no, if that's not your thing, that's not your thing. I feel bad for her and I want to scream at my television like, run, Faith, run. He's no good. She thinks that there's a possibility that she could move to the U.S. and, you know, build a life with this guy.
If I move to the U.S., and I think that Loren and I will make a successful life.
But if she only knew that he doesn't even have a home. So there's that. And also, if he can't even afford like a efficiency or anything. How is he going to pay for this K1 visa thing? So there's no way that he's going to be able to bring Faith over. So anyways, it's airport day and Faith is getting ready. And she, she's a very funny lady. I got to tell you.
I'm just doing my makeup in 20 minutes from his to her.
And she's nervous as hell, but who wouldn't be? And their airport scene is super cute. I mean, she does a little magic trick for him. That's cute. I've never seen a magic trick for anyone. That's it. That's it, girl. That's a moment. Good luck to them. That's it for them for now. So now let's get to Brian, who was wheelchair bound. And according to his original story, he got carjacked and shot on the spine, and that's why he became I think he's paraplegic. Oh my God, I'm sorry. He lost, I don't remember which one it is, but unfortunately he can't walk.
There was 2 guys waiting for me as I come home. One guy crosses the street, comes to my car, tells me to get out. I got a gun.
But it seems that story isn't the actual story. And I know there's something on Reddit that states the real story. I haven't looked into it, but yeah, there's a story to tell here. Regardless of all this, he took life by the balls and became active doing wheelchair rugby, which is totally cool. I think he was in the Paralympic team. Anyway, so he traveled everywhere and ended up loving Brazil and their women.
I found it to be much easier to meet and date people in Brazil than here in the United States.
In fact, he's part of the whole American Women Aren't Dateable club. You know that club? Hey, doofus, maybe if you went out with women that were closer to your age, Mr. 51 years old dating a 33-year-old. I mean, she was a little tiny baby when you became legal enough to drink. That's how it is. Anyway, so his love interest Ingrid lives somewhere in Brazil, somewhere far in Brazil. She has 2 sons. We only see one of them. And can I ask you guys, did I get this right? But did she say that Brian was 45?
Dele pela primeira vez, eu achei assim, 45 anos charmoso.
Someone's got some explaining to do here. Or maybe I'm just wrong. Anyway, so Ingrid is hanging out with her friend. And, it seems that not many people know about him or know the fact that he's in a wheelchair. I mean, I can see how that might be hard to tell your parents, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't, but, everyone's different.
Eu não te falei? O quê? Ele é cadeirante.
So even though he's in a wheelchair, she seems to be okay with it. And let's hope it stays that way, for their sake. Because they've already invested 2 years in this, so let's hope. So it's airport day. I mean, it's everyone's airport day, right? I should stop saying that. And Ingrid is getting all cute, a la Darcy at the airport, but looking way better.
Vamos lá, Ingrid. Força, coragem.
And they finally meet, and she seems to be completely into him. And did I get that? Did everyone else get something different? Because I feel like she was very excited and happy to see him. And of course, vice versa on him. He was very happy. And this might be one of the couples that we see on 90 Day, folks. That's my prediction. Although, after saying that, I'm reminded of the previews, and he says something really disrespectful and dumb to her. So it might all crash and burn like most of the Before 90 Days people. So anyways, that's it for this week, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to come back next week. I was really sick last week, which is why I wasn't here. Anyways, toodles, and talk to you soon. Bye.